Hello, and thanks for joining us this week as we ask Russ Britton, CEO of Mirimichi Green, to answer some questions we've received from the field. How you doing today, Russ?
I'm doing well and looking forward to answering some questions. It's always good to talk to customers, so I look forward to it.
All right, first question out of the gate today. I have a lawn in full sun that we inherited with a large amount of fescue over bluegrass. Right now, we're having a very early and hot summer, so therefore the fescue is yellowing despite keeping it fertilized. Do you have anything specific for a scenario like this? Area above, new septic looks great, and soil samples come back great, so not lacking much, kind of stuck on a direction.
Well, first of all, I want to say, yeah, a good septic area will help your grass for a few reasons. You have organic matter down in the soil. You have good biology. Good biology holds moisture, and you already got moisture too from the septic, so that's why that area is doing well during a drought period. As far as the area outside of that, listen, I mean, the best thing to do is get some nutrients and moisture to the struggling turf, and watering it is a good thing. You got to keep it moist, and all our soil amendment products really help with that. Whether it's the Carbon Pro G or the Essential G or our 444 fertilizer, which is organic, that's something you need to put out. And as it works into the soil, it's not only going to hold moisture itself, it's going to grow biology that holds moisture. So yeah, I mean, if you want to get that area looking good, my first recommendation is one of our soil amendments. Two of them, Essential G and Carbon Pro G, are spreadable, and the 444, 3 products you can put in a walk-behind spreader and put that out. We also have carbonized PN, which is, our most core product and our first product. You need to, chicken feed that out or have a special piece of equipment to put it out if your yard's not too big. It's more broken up. It actually will start holding moisture a little bit more quickly. But to any effect, and also I just want to let y'all know that if you put an organic application out on the ground, it's going to hold moisture that's evaporating up through the soil. So you can, even though it's dry, you still have moisture coming from deep down in the ground up to the surface. And any layer, we have another company that actually blows layers of compost for seeding. And the thicker that layer is, we use in very dry areas so that moisture evaporation rate slows down just a bit, so that moisture can go to work into the root zone. So good luck with your yard, and hopefully you can find one of our products nearby.
Thanks, Russ. Yeah, and please send pictures. Of course, we love to see the progress. Next question up this week is, what's the difference in the Impro soil enhancer versus Lesco Carbon Pro G? User states, I have a tall fescue in the transition zone in a new lawn, sandy soil with low CEC, and OM, we assume OM is organic matter.
Right, yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say tall fescue, again, it needs moisture. We're in North Carolina, and the only fescue I've seen survive in this hot, dry climate is on the edge of the Intercoastal Waterway that had a lot of shade and a lot of moisture. So it's very evident that they're the two things it needs is it needs to be cool, it can't get too hot, and the other is moisture. So you're looking at the Impro and the Lesco Carbon Pro G to use on a new lawn. Both great products, slightly different. The Impro works great in a lot of arid zones. I mean, it's got the biochar in it, which is a good fixed carbon with a lot of pores in it. So the moisture that does come, it holds it very well, and it really holds it for the biology and longer than the soil around it. And it has some other additives to help really transfer nutrients to the plant. On the other hand, Carbon Pro G has the biochar as well, which is that fixed carbon, which you can continue to add to every application to become more, to build a prolific soil mix. But it also has a large component of compost, a very high-end compost with a lot of biology. And so that's going to be ready to start feeding the plant. And in addition to that, we add a special biology package, which can be ignited pretty quickly once moisture is applied. So anyhow, a little bit different product. One's got a little more nutrients and biology. The other one's more focused on setting up that soil to take nutrients and transpose moisture and nutrients. Maybe a little more focus on that.
Excellent answer. And you know, for many of our users, it comes down to where you prefer to shop. But if you're a soil nerd, you know, you'll notice they have different ingredients. And if you go to our website, mirimichigreen.com, under education resources, there's an ingredients tab, and you can compare sort of the various ingredients in all of our products and what it is that they do in a various product. So you can determine which benefits may have slightly better application.
Yeah,
intended purpose.
Kyle, what I'd like to add to that is, you know, we would love questions about the ingredients as well, because, you know, as we move, you know, synthetic fertilizers there's a variety of synthetic fertilizers, like per se, nitrogen, you know, becomes at low pH, high pH, quick release, slow release. That is even more evident in the organic area and the biostimulants. There's a wide variety of classifications that can fall in, and they're not all equal. We take pride in that. We feel that we have chosen the best biochar for many reasons. We test all our products continuously, but also, you know, compost. I mean, your compost in your backyard is absolutely different than compost is fixed at our facility, and your neighbor down the road would have a different compost. So it's about the efficacy of the organics that you're using. So please ask us more questions about the ingredients.
All right, thank you. Next question today. Do you guys white label your products? Meaning, can we buy in bulk and have it packaged in our company's own branded bags, et cetera? Tell us about white labeling options, please, Russ.
Yeah, Kyle, yeah, we do white label. You know, we're white labeling some products. We've got some that are powered by Mirimichi Green, where they keep our kind of brand with them, with their brand going forward. But also we're very open to dealing with bulk situations where we take our products, maybe we change them and add some additional inputs, but we can definitely work with you to kind of come up with, you know, looking at our resources and what we can do to help you. I will say that most of the time that will fall over into the soil amendment, the organic additives per se, but we're not beyond taking some of our liquids and, you know, combining them with another product maybe that you have, or maybe you can help us resource. So yeah, the best thing to do is you know, check our website. We have a section that is on white labeling. Is, you know, maybe if there's not enough information there, just make sure you give us a call, reach out, and we'll definitely schedule a time to discuss that with you.
All right, fantastic. Next question today. Do you know where I can purchase, either locally or online, a small bottle of Mirimichi Green?
Okay. I love it when somebody asks, where can I get Mirimichi Green? Because it always reminds us when we were putting product over in Hong Kong and someone calls and said, we need some more of that Mirimichi Green. And there were like 3 products that we're using. So we like the brand recognition, but I'm assuming that you're talking about either the pest control or the biostimulant, or probably more than likely the weed control. We do have the small spray bottles of weed control that you can order at shopify.mirimichi.com. But all the other products we do not make in RTUs. Maybe sometime here in the near future, we will get to the point where we are selling smaller quantities, but right now it's most of those products are sold in bulk.
That's right. And that's shop.mirimichigreen.com for the ready-to-use spray bottle there. We do, of course, encourage you always to check out our distributor locator to find the brick and mortar distributor nearest you. Many, but not all carry the RTU. So you can always check our website. But for best pricing and local shopping, you know, we always encourage you to check that map first.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I encourage everybody to do, we do sell smaller jugs of our biostimulants and products. You know, what I do personally is I go to Home Depot or Lowe's or a local hardware store, and they sell some pretty good durable spray bottles. And take, you know, I'm gonna give our lack of questioning about it and which product, but I would say our biostimulants for your plants around your house. I tell you, my whole neighborhood We work out of a 2.5 gallon biostimulant jug. Any of them will do. And we take 1 or 2 tablespoons per gallon and mix it with water, and we go around and spray our plants. And it'll work on anything that's got a green leaf.
Well, that's excellent. I mean, I know that we really hesitate to ship water around the country.
Mm-hmm.
So the more concentrated you can find the product, the better environmentally, but also you get a lot more bang for your buck. So great idea to make your own mix.
Yeah, I encourage you to try it. You know, we've had a neighbor that we would go by and just spray 2 of the 3, and later jokingly, why those 2 are blooming and the one that we're not spraying, it wasn't blooming. So it's interesting. It's fun. It works.
Love that. What a fun game to play on a neighbor. All right, last question for this week's round of questions from the field. User states, I have applied Essential G this morning. The weather has been unseasonably hot and dry for Wisconsin. We may not get rain before Saturday. So my question is, do I run the sprinkler system for a short while to have the Essential G have a better chance of working? Thanks. And so this is a great question about watering in. We get questions for all of our products about watering in. So I'd love, Russ, if you can speak to watering in generally, when it's recommended, when it's not necessary, and sort of how you answer the watering in question for all of our products.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, Essential G will work. It's I mean, as far as we're concerned, you know, one of our soil amendment products, a granular to go along with probably some synthetic fertilizer or a higher NPK organic fertilizer will work. I mean, these products are very, very effective. And but as far as watering in, I would say the first thing just to take note in is that all our granular soil amendment products, you know, work faster if we can water them in. I mean, the sooner they'll go to work when you water them, but you don't have to. And that's one of the beauties of using non-synthetic fertilizers. You know, even our liquids, we've got a big horse park down in South Carolina that, you know, they've been waiting, probably typical to the weather you're having in Wisconsin right now. They've been waiting for the perfect storm because they couldn't put all the urea nitrogen out until they knew it was coming because it'd burn up the grass. So, you know, we took our biostimulant and they filled up their, you know, big water truck and said, listen, do it tomorrow morning. And, you know, the raceway was open, you know, the next week with green grass. It's a nano-sized nutrients, got taken up into the leaf and went to work. So it's not, if you do that, just make sure you at least try to put, you know, 1/2 gallon at minimum with every ounce of biostimulant. I've done with less. You know, I've seen people do really professional stuff with less, but what you don't want is just douse it. I mean, you want to make sure there's enough water for it to be spread out, and because it does have a slight bit of NPK, if you like, for say the 901C. But no, I'm sorry for your dry weather. There's nothing like waiting for a nice green lawn to come up, but water will help, because it's only until about that 3rd watering that you're really going to start see it breaking apart, getting into the soil, and starting applying its benefits.
All right, thanks for that, Russ. So I heard none of our products require watering in, but you'll always benefit with a little extra water and getting our products activated and breaking down into the soil profile.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is, and if you put out some synthetic and you go, oh, I got some Essential G, or I have some Carbon Pro G, or whatever, you can go ahead and add this. You know, what I personally do is that, listen, I use about 25% of synthetic fertilizer recommendations with our product. In fact, I have the type of St. Augustine I have at the main house is that it's the only one of its type that's still surviving. All the other, the farmer told me they've killed it all, and I think it's because of the chemicals. But the point being is that, you know, to get that growth to repair after people being on the lawn or whatever, you know, we believe that, you know, there's certain plants that need some synthetic, but you can dial that back a lot and use with our product. But and you can use them. The big question we get all the time is, can you use our product with synthetic fertilizers? And that's absolute. All it's going to do is increase the uptake and all the attributes. And there's a test to show that. It's called a Savita rating. I mean, we can tell what your uptake in your soil is. So If it's probably not perfect. So if you want a little bit faster, our products are there to make that happen. So, together, a little delay, a little before, that really doesn't matter.
Amazing. All right, thanks so much, Russ, for your time today, answering questions from our users. This is a new segment that we're going to try to do with some regularity. Russ, appreciate your time. Hopefully we'll get some members of our field team in here. But for those of you out there using Mirimichi Green products, feel free to text anytime at the number below, 910-597-0373. And our support team answers those texts Monday through Friday. And we'll try to pick a few of them to feature here and talk about it in more length in this new segment.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time, everybody.
Thank you for using our products. Thank you.